President Trump confirms an executive order to suspend immigration into the United States. He says to protect workers after the coronavirus outbreak.
By pausing immigration, we'll help put unemployed Americans first in line for jobs as America reopens.
An economy in crisis. People in parts of New York form long queues for food as the Big Apple reels from the pandemic. The number of deaths in England and Wales in the week ending the 10th of April was double the level normally expected and the highest level for 20 years. The World Health Organization issues a stark warning about the millions in regions of conflict who could starve because of the coronavirus outbreak. And leading artists respond to the dedication of health workers with striking portraits of some frontline staff. The number of people in the UK who have died with coronavirus has risen sharply. The latest figures show that in hospitals across the UK, a further 823 people have died from the virus. Well, that takes the total number of deaths to over 17,000. Separate figures suggest that in the week up to Easter, deaths in England and Wales hit a 20-year high, with 8,000 more people dying than would be regarded as normal for the time of year. Well, the figures from the Office for National Statistics also found in that same week the number of deaths in care homes quadrupled, rising to more than 1,000. For weeks now, health experts have been emphasising the importance of testing people for coronavirus. The government set a target of 100,000 tests a day by the end of this month. Current testing levels are nowhere near that figure. Home testing kits are now being given to some key workers.
New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo, fresh from a meeting at the White House, has said more federal funding will be provided to ensure more aid is available, more testing carried out. The state of Missouri is suing the Chinese government and the ruling Communist Party over what the state's lawyers call a sinister campaign of malfeasance and deception which they say led to the global pandemic. The lawsuit seeks damages for loss of life, human suffering and economic turmoil. There's been more turbulence on global oil markets because of the pandemic. The price of Brent Crude slipping below $20 a barrel. That's the first time in 18 years that's happened. One key oil price turned negative on Monday as producers paid buyers to take supplies off their hands. Netflix has seen a surge in new subscribers in the first 3 months of the year as lockdowns around the world confined people to their homes. Sign-ups have so far jumped by almost 16 million. South Africa has announced a $26 billion package to help businesses. The president said the lockdown is having a devastating effect on the economy, but that is nothing, he said, compared to the catastrophic costs the country would bear if the virus spreads.
The governor and the president also agreed that New York no longer needed a US Navy hospital ship, which was sent there to ease the burden on city hospitals. The ship, Comfort, will return to its base in Virginia in case it's needed for other locations around the country. Peter Bowes, BBC News, Los Angeles.
Well, from LA, let's take you to Italy, where they will announce a plan to gradually exit the lockdown there by the end of this week. The Prime Minister, Giuseppe Conte, has said the country could not give up its policy of maximum caution, but they expect to begin that relaxation from the 4th of May. Italy has reported more than 24,000 deaths. That's the highest death toll anywhere in Europe.
Spanish authorities have announced that children under 14 can accompany their parents to the pharmacy and on grocery trips from Monday. Children in Spain have not been allowed outside since the middle of March because of the country's strict rules. The government's extended the nationwide lockdown until the 9th of May and said children still won't be able to go out and play.
The Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, says the city's transport network will run out of money by the end of the month and may have to cut services unless the government step in. A slump in passenger numbers has seen income from bus and tube fares plummet. He told the BBC that Transport for London has been eating into cash reserves to try and keep things running.
Netflix has seen a huge surge in new subscribers in the first 3 months of the year as lockdown around the world keeps people in their homes. The streaming service says it gained nearly 16 million new subscribers between January and March, but the firm said shutdowns have halted almost all of its filming of new projects.
Have you seen Tiger King yet?
I've seen some of Tiger King. Have you seen the whole thing?
Yeah, I've watched
You're so funny.
I've even watched it. There's a new little bonus episode at the end where they go through all the
I can
most of the
see
characters.
why people are drawn into it.
It's the most watched documentary in history. Somebody was
Is it
saying.
really?
Yeah, it's because I suppose the lockdown does help
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
it is fascinating. They spoke to all the characters apart from Carol Baskin. Interesting. I'll show you the most read story of BBC News Online at the moment. It's the US state of Missouri has filed a lawsuit against China, accusing the country of deception over the coronavirus outbreak.